Now, earlier on this morning, we spoke about the importance of parents preparing for the new school year, and we're continuing that conversation with our regular creative parenting expert, Nikki Bush, right now. Nikki, so a little bit earlier on, we spoke about that. You've got an ebook called Back to School Sanity Savers. We spoke about being stationery savvy, stashing some cash in maybe the cubbyhole of your car, just in case, you know. But I think also another question that I would like to ask is, you know, people, you also talk about parents to get with the program before the school year starts, all right? So what exactly does that mean? Is that really just to make sure that you've got everything down before they go?
Beyond that, Ewan, so the school has sent a lot of information just before the end of school term last year. Now you've got to implement all that information, but they start sending you school newsletters from the first week of term, announcements, etc. Every time you see a piece of paper coming from school or a WhatsApp message or an SMS, take note and store that information somewhere. So transfer dates into your diary. You know, you need to maybe keep a file. I actually have a file that I keep, an old-fashioned file. So anything printed that comes from school, I put in here. They'll ask for school indemnity forms to be signed because your kids are going to play sport or go on a bus, stuff like that. Keep records of everything. Your phone has got a notes section and you can store a lot of information there. What I'm saying is just make sure you're with the program, that you know what's happening. Because in our busyness, if we forget something, our children actually are the ones who suffer at the end of the day.
That is true. You want to try and avoid that. I mean, for your child's sake.
That's right. So, you know, even on email, you can create a folder for anything school-related.
That's it.
So whether it's electronic or whether it's in the old-fashioned way, make sure you can trace this information.
So let's talk about that. I mean, just keeping up to date with what is happening, you know, for parents to keep up with the program as well. What about following the school's activities online, like let's say via social media?
So many schools today have a website, they have Facebook pages, they've got Twitter accounts, etc. You need to plug into all of those if you care enough about your children. And join, obviously, you know, the WhatsApp groups that are there that you need to be a member of. And there's something called the D6 communicator, which a large majority of schools use, and it just pops up on your phone or pops up on your computer screen when you switch on in the morning, and it gives you at a glance what's happening at the school today, as well as access to the website, etc.
Okay.
But like, for example, if it rains and sport is rained out, it often gets put up on the school communicator.
Okay.
So you can very quickly keep tabs on what's happening.
I think it was also a great way, you know, with things being so busy, you know, having social media, having a smartphone as well. It helps us parents out, actually.
100%.
100%. Last words of advice for our parents out there, just going into the season.
Okay, so you are mission control. You need to have good planning in place, and don't forget to put the school's telephone number in your phone.
Aha, get the school's telephone number and put it in your phone. I love that. Nikki, thank you very much for joining us this morning. This really is a very important topic, so make sure that you can do everything that you possibly can from a parent's point of view to make things as easy as possible for your child going back to school.